So Lisa already said everything I was going to say about my lovely wife Audrey. We've been married for 6.5 years. We have twin boys that are 3.5. Her parents are here this afternoon. And so she is here. Audrey coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful wife Audrey Dunham. There she is. Thanks. All right. So, sweetie, I have nothing more to say except I'm happy you're here, and this is going to be great. And tell us what you're going to be talking about today.
All right. Well, today I'm going to be making for you all some Italian bean meatballs, because I think that most of us who enjoy living the plant-based lifestyle, we have some people come over every now and then who are omnivores. They eat meat as well, and you want something that everybody's going to like. So, thankfully, these meatballs exist. They are on audreydunham.com, and I'm going to show you how to make them.
All right, and I'm going to get out of the way. And I'm just very happy that the band is playing our wedding song. It's really nice. It's
yes,
the same one.
very romantic.
Yes, it is. It's great. So I'm going to... What? Thanks, Lisa. Lisa arranged that for us. It's very nice.
The first step when making these bean meatballs, first we need to create our egg substitute. Anybody who had made perhaps meatballs in the past, you know that you usually add some egg. So instead we'll be doing some flax and water, which is a very common egg substitute in the vegan and vegetarian world. So start with our ground flaxseed, one of the healthiest ingredients on the planet. So it's very high in omega-3s. We want to get those omega-3s any way we can. This is a great way. So can you please add water to our ground flaxseed? Good job. That's good. Then we take our beans, and you can do black beans or pinto beans. I had done pinto beans for the longest time with this recipe, and then tried black beans just recently, and actually kind of like it better. So this is where your job comes in. You just mash it with a potato masher, or you can use a fork. If you feel like busting out the food processor, you can do that as well. All right, look at that. You're amazing. And you don't have to completely pulverize or puree your beans. You want them mostly mashed. If there's little pieces of beans here and there, that's perfectly fine. That looks pretty good. All right, fantastic. And now we just add our spices, Italian seasoning, onion powder, and garlic powder going in. All right, I'm gonna hand this to you. You can add this one. This is salt and pepper. Coconut sugar, which is actually kind of a surprising ingredient if you want to add that. I like to add it because it really helps to round out the flavors. You don't even know that it's in there, but without it, you can tell that something's missing. Uh-oh. Have we had a little bit of humidity? All right, there we go. Tomato paste. If you're ever in a pinch, you can certainly use ketchup. And let's see, that's it for now. So now we just give it a nice stir. And actually, we can go ahead and add our flax egg at this time as well. You're a fantastic sous chef. Thank you for your help. It's a great recipe to make on the fly. We've got some omnivores present. This recipe is great. It's great to make at the last minute. It makes everybody happy. You just make some pasta, get some marinara, grill up some garlic bread, and you are ready to go. And then big salad too, right? A big salad's always great with pasta. So simple, great for a crowd. All right, that's mixed up really nicely. Love how that looks. And then finally, we're going to add some dry oatmeal. And some cooked and cooled quinoa. Oh, are your hands sticky? You can use my shirt. What? Okay. Now, cooking quinoa is super simple, but if you're ever in a pinch, you can certainly use the frozen type. You just want to cook it, let it mostly cool, and then you can use it in this recipe. And I have to say, I also love the fact that you can find quinoa on most salad bars these days as a topping. So if you're ever in a pinch, you can also look for that as well. So I think that's it. We just give it a nice stir. Would you like to do that as well? I'm keeping you busy over here. Most of my recipes are gluten-free as well. I try and make them available to as many people as possible. Approachable is definitely my goal, so that you can jump on my website, see the recipes, and it's all recognizable ingredients, stuff that you see, stuff that you can easily find, and looks simple enough. All right, that looks pretty good. Looks great. And then the last thing we need to do is form some meatballs. And the great thing about this is that you can make these in the oven. If you just want to set them on the tray, put them in a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes, they'll get nice and brown and crispy all the way around. But you can also make them in the frying pan if that's your preferred way to cook. So, either way. So we're going to use the frying pan, obviously, today. Just roll them into 12. Want to help? Oh, okay. I should have thought of that. I should have a rag up here. And the great news is that we have samples for all of you. They are being put together in the back right now.
And I want you to tell them about the debate between marinara sauce and ketchup.
So we wanted to find the most complimentary topping possible for today, and we went back and forth between ketchup and marinara. I mean, truly, of course, Italian meatballs should go with marinara, but
it depends on your audience too. If you have little kids or my kind of crowd, they're gonna have freaking ketchup all over everything. So, but I must say, when you did this at home, we tried it, and the ketchup was great with it. Yep. But I always feel like ketchup is more like a cover for something that's horrible. You can put ketchup on a piece of cardboard, and like, this is the best cardboard I've ever had. Right?
That's true. Yeah. That's very true.
So, but with marinara sauce, you get the right kind of marinara sauce. It enhances the flavor of these meatballs.
Yes,
yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And you can get creative with sauces too. These would make a great appetizer for a party as well. Just like any other meatball, really. So,
and you're saying you could deep fry these things, or just fry them?
Not deep fry. Yeah. Just putting them on the pan here. And,
but you don't do that. You didn't do that at our house.
No, and actually I forgot to grease the pan. It usually helps to put a nice thin layer of oil along the bottom to help with sticking.
Great. So. And your dad gave you this for Christmas.
He did. Yeah. My dad was right there in the front row with my mom. It's a really handy dandy tool. You never have to buy a cooking spray again. Dad, do you remember where you bought those? Amazon, of course.
I bought it on Amazon.
So yeah, there's no propellants added to the oil. It's just whatever oil you like. I'm using olive oil today. You put it in there and you're good to go.
Just a spray bottle of oil.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure any spray bottle might do, but these are nice because they have.
And what I'm amazed about is when you do stuff, the recipes on your website, like you said, I'll just reiterate, is how easy they are and how simple you keep them, and anybody can do them like this, because we have little kids screaming around our kitchen, and me going, hey, when are we going to eat?
Right.
And so the stuff that you come up with on audreydunham.com, they're really easy, they're healthy, and
they're feel-good recipes. That's the way I like to explain it. You feel good because the recipe's simple. You know exactly what all the ingredients are. There's nothing really intimidating sounding, nothing that you're going to have to send off for usually. It's all stuff you can find in any grocery store.
Yeah, you can pronounce everything in the recipe. You're probably good to go.
Yeah, I agree. I look at it the way that I would want a recipe. That's what I try and create, so hopefully I've accomplished that. Let's see, I think that I've got the last one here.
And it smells really good. You can't smell it out there, but it smells delicious, those spices.
It smells amazing. And when you have
what were the ingredients again?
Italian seasoning, which has basil, parsley, rosemary, a really nice blend, sage. It kind of covers it all. I love those pre-made spices. And then you have the onion and then the garlic powder, salt and pepper, tomato paste, coconut sugar, and if you can't find coconut sugar, you can use regular granulated or some brown sugar, either way. And my hands are a mess. Hey, Emily, can you give me a towel, please? So meanwhile, while we're waiting for these to cook, we actually want to put a lid on these when we're making them on the stove, just to insulate the heat, kind of create a convection. Leave those for about 5 to 7 minutes to brown on one side, and then you give them a nice toss and have them cook on the other side, or kind of roll them around a little bit, and you're good to go. But while we're waiting on these, I have to say, I feel like balance is really important in life. You can't eat super healthy all the time. After a while, you're eventually going to want a little treat. I'm a strong believer in that. And when I'm saying...
I interrupt you.
Okay.
If you haven't paid attention to anything else, stop what you're doing and listen to this part. This is the most important part.
This is the most important part of the day.
Go.
So, to create balance in our house, we actually have something sweet every single day. Because we keep it clean 98% of the time.
Yep.
Thank
Lunch and
you so
dinner,
much.
there's always going to be something sweet at the end of the meal.
Yes.
Yep.
So I've created Peanuts Bake Shop, chocolate chunk cookie kits. We have the midnight flavor, which you see here. This has been my baby. This has been something I've been working on since my boys were born, fine-tuning it. Had the original chocolate chunk flavor first, and now we have just launched the midnight chocolate chunk, which is a really deep, rich chocolate cookie with big chocolate chunks in it. completely vegan and gluten-free, but you would never know it.
I'm going to do my commercial.
Okay.
So whenever I do my shows, we sell these at the shows and on the merchandise table, and they go like this, because I tell everybody, these are my crack. I literally have one cookie before bed every single night. It's either the regular one or the midnight. Usually the midnight. I like the midnight better. But, and then I tell the audience, I go, I'm going to gross you out now. They are gluten-free, and everybody goes, ooh, I know gluten-free usually tastes like cardboard. You can put these head-to-head with any chocolate chip cookie you have, and they are absolutely delicious. They're better in many ways. And then, of course, again, every ingredient on there is something you can pronounce. You know what it all is. It's very simple.
Right.
All you do is take that powder, put it in the bowl. You mix in a little bit of water and a little bit of oil, any kind of oil you want, and make the little balls, and 12, 14 minutes later your cookies are done, and they are spectacular. And you have samples here today.
And the shop is actually peanutsbakeshop.com, or you can jump on my website, audreydunham.com, and then click on Peanuts Bake Shop. So please stay tuned.
What I think sells them for my audiences, though, is not the gluten-free, but the dairy-free. People go nuts over that. It's like, and it's amazing. To have a chocolate chip cookie like that with no dairy is crazy.
I'm really, really proud of these. I launched this product while I was 4 months pregnant with my twins. I don't know what I was thinking, and I launched my website at the same time. It's like, I can't just take on one project at a time, clearly.
There was no emotion involved in any of those times.
No, I was totally cool the whole time. But it's fine-tuning these recipes for these cookie mixes. It really has been a labor of love. I mean, it's basically me with a couple of people helping here and there, and so I'm in on every little step of the process. And this is my baby besides my babies.
Do you want to take questions? What do you want to do?
Sure. Yeah, these are almost done. Anybody have any questions for me?
And they should be getting the stuff ready in back, right?
Yeah, they will be coming out with samples any second, so you can try these Italian
So you're going to get
meatballs
meatballs
yourself.
with marinara sauce.
That's correct.
Right. Well,
Right,
not
with marinara.
meatballs, vegan meatballs.
Yes, vegan bean meatballs.
Right.
And
Oh, you like the cookies?
you like
Thank
them?
you very much.
Yay, everybody?
Great.
You're okay?
Thank
Yay, thank you so
And
much.
again, they're in kit form on audreydunham.com. And when are they going to be in stock again?
Within the next week or two. We're working as fast as we can. We're still working on streamlining the process, but my co-packer, she's amazing. She is in Oregon, and she makes some products herself. She's a small company, and so we're all working as fast as we can. We had no idea these would fly off the shelves the way they did after we announced it, so
yeah.
It's a fantastic surprise. Yeah. So, anybody have any questions about raising plant-based kids? I've had to figure it out along the way, but I think I've got it down. Yes.
My son refuses to eat any veggies.
Refuses?
Yeah.
Cover them in marinara sauce.
He doesn't like marinara either.
Oh, really? So this is what I do. I actually create smoothies. That's one great way to do it. And you can sneak them in, and then you create. How old is your son?
He's 7.
7. So you have to make them fun. So if you say this is like a green monster smoothie, that really helps. Or a purple monster, and you can actually sneak in the kale and the spinach. And what's happening without even realizing it is that his tongue is getting used to the flavor of the vegetables. So it's really interesting, even if they're included and you don't overdo it on fruit, to completely mask them. You try and do maybe like a 1/3 to 2/3 ratio of vegetable to fruit. Then, believe it or not, those taste buds are going to get used to it. And I feel like eating vegetables is such an important thing for our health. Sometimes I will use it as leverage for my little boys. If there's something they really want to do, I say, okay, you have to eat your trees first, and that's the broccoli. They'll bring themselves to it eventually, and then they get to do what it is that they've been wanting to do. And then they're less afraid of those trees the next time around. If you need to start with something that's more colorful, such as carrots or bell pepper, that's usually a great way to go. Some nice bright red bell pepper. Does he like hummus? That's okay. You can.
I'm struggling.
That's okay.
But you know, you saute the vegetables, and they are unbelievable. She sautés them to the way I like them, and it's where there's no crunch left. And they're a little bit mushy, but with the seasonings, just salt and pepper.
Yeah, and I have to say, the very first vegetable that I got my boys hooked on is frozen vegetables, believe it or not. Frozen peas, they just love the idea of having something frozen and tiny and that they can munch on. Frozen corn is a great one. They have that vegetable mix. That's another great way to get them just introduced, and then you never give up. And then they're more likely to eat it if they see you eat it too. So you just keep eating and describe how delicious it is. I'm sure you're probably already doing that. Just don't stop, don't give up.
7's a little more difficult than 3.
Yes, I completely understand that. So I mean, I say it's so important to use it as leverage. I really do. And then you'll be amazed at how, once they get past that fear of trying something that seems completely disgusting, and then they realize it's actually pretty good, preparation is a big key, they're more likely to eat more vegetables in the future.
A 7-year-old could actually get in the car and drive away.
3-year-old? I think Jack could. Our little redheaded boy Jack, I think he could do it. Okay, so are the samples out? The bean meatballs are out? Okay. Great. Fantastic. Did everybody get one?
Yay.
Thank you so
I
much.
don't like beans.
Oh, great. Here's a little trick. A lot of people are afraid of beans because they're afraid they're going to give them gas, or they think that they just don't agree with them. Not all beans are created equal. Some beans you might find that you can eat without any problem. Some really can give you some trouble. So start with the ones that you know that you'll be okay with, and just have a little bit every day. And what's amazing about the human body is that we're always trying to survive in our environment. So the stomach is going to start creating the enzymes necessary to survive and get past the digestion of those beans, and so they'll start creating the enzymes necessary. Beans are so healthy. It's one of the other healthiest foods on the planet. It's really, really important that we put in the effort to try and eat those beans in any form that we can every single day, whether it's hummus, bean burgers, bean meatballs, things like that. So once your stomach gets tough enough to handle the ones that you know that you can handle sort of okay, then you can move on to the ones that maybe have been a little bit tougher in the past. And I think you'll be surprised at how it made you better than you thought. That's how it was for me. So I went through it. I have a personal experience with this. So.
I'm amazed at how you got through that subject so gracefully.
Not the first time I've talked about it. It's a tough one because I've had a lot of people that will just tell me, once the microphones are gone and all the people have gone away, they'll come up to me and whisper, they're like, I just can't eat beans. And that's the trick. The other trick, if you get canned beans, rinse them off, and drain them and rinse them off after you open the can. But then you soak them again. So you put them in a Tupperware or a bowl and you cover them with water and you let them sit from anywhere from 20 minutes to a couple of days. And that extra soaking process will help with digestion and break down the starch a little bit so that you have an easier time with it. It's an amazing trick.
All right, so AudreyDunham.com for all your recipes, and
Yes.
you also have a YouTube channel.
YouTube channel, Audrey Dunham, you find me there. And actually we've started putting the YouTube videos that go with the recipes at the bottom of the recipes on AudreyDunham.com, so we've started to combine those worlds together to make it easier for everybody. Social media, Audrey E. Dunham on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Right.
Great.
Okay. And I have more.
And I have a Netflix special coming out in the fall.
You do. And we're taping it in Dallas in about a month.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.